So, what is insulin? Dr. Ben Bickman, a biomedical scientist who researches insulin and insulin resistance, describes insulin as a small molecule. It's at very low levels in the blood, so therefore historically has been difficult to measure, but it is fantastically effective, and it punches well above its weight class. It has many roles within the body, from nutrient metabolism, protein synthesis, cellular growth, electrolyte balance, and many more roles. And its primary action is when glucose levels rise in the blood. Its job is to then bring glucose back down to normal levels. So insulin will be secreted from the pancreas by the beta cells, and as glucose levels rise, insulin's job is to bring glucose back to normal levels. So, what is insulin resistance? So, insulin resistance is when, if we look at it from the view of the cell, every cell has an insulin receptor, and insulin's role is to contact at the receptor to create an action within the cell, and will then open another doorway for glucose to be taken out of the bloodstream and into the cell. What can happen is that sometimes the receptor can become resistant, and what was once a robust action diminishes, and over time what was just a knock at the door means that more and more insulin is needed to create the action of the cell, and the consequences of the cell becoming resistant are like the conditions that we saw that were influenced by insulin. And the most famous consequence is that we will eventually see blood glucose levels rise. It is a delayed response, but at the same time, but less delayed, we see this response of insulin, and more insulin and the levels of insulin rising within the bloodstream. Sometimes this increase in insulin can make the cell work, and sometimes it can't. So Dr. Bickman suggests that there are two important takeaways in this respect, that in regards to insulin resistance, it's like a coin with two sides. On one side is some of the body cells become resistant, and then across the whole body, we then see a rise in insulin levels. They're elevated compared to where they were before. And he suggests that there's no insulin resistance without hyperinsulinemia, so this high level of insulin. So hyperinsulinemia is a consequence of insulin resistance, but it's not the whole story, and we'll come to that shortly.